Hi everyone! Today I'm going to show you how to make chocolate covered strawberries. Now for those of you who know me really well, you know that strawberries are my favorite fruit. But it didn't always used to be that way. When I was little I hated strawberries. I did not like them at all. So one way that my mom and my grandma used to try to get me to try new things was by making them a little sweeter. So I did like chocolate covered strawberries when I was little. So before you get started, make sure that one of the first things you've done is that you've cleaned the area where you're going to be cooking. Make sure that you've washed your hands, which I already have, and if you have long hair, make sure that you've pulled it back. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started.
The things you will need for this recipe are strawberries, melting chocolates, a spatula, a spoon, parchment paper, and a pan.
So I'm going to show you how to temper your chocolate. Now when we add heat to this chocolate, it's going to change the structure of it from a solid to a liquid. And we're breaking down the compounds in this chocolate so that way once it turns into a liquid, we can pour it over our strawberries, and then as it cools again, that chocolate's going to crystallize. So this is actually a little bit of science that we're doing here too.
So I'm going to show you how to temper your chocolate. Now, that's just another way of saying how to melt your chocolate, but really what you are doing is you are changing your chocolate from a solid to a liquid. So what you'll need is you'll need a pot with about 1 inch of water in it and a bowl that is tempered glass that fits neatly and securely on your pot. You don't want any steam to come out of this because this is going to heat your bowl up so that way it melts your chocolate evenly. Now some people do put their chocolate in the microwave, but I do not like to do that because it's very easy to burn your chocolate in the microwave. So this is the method that I recommend because you have the most control over how your chocolate is melting. So what I've done now is I've added my chocolate into the bowl, and I have it on a medium heat right now because this really shouldn't take too much heat to melt. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to agitate the chocolate. So as the water in the pan starts to heat up, it's going to heat up this glass bowl. And what I want to do is I want to get this chocolate to break down a little bit. So this is something that you need to keep your eyes on. So when we agitate it, we're just helping it to become smooth and help it break down a little bit more into a liquid. So you can see now that my chocolate is starting to melt, so I'm going to keep agitating it a little bit. And again, you want to make sure that your heat underneath your bowl isn't too hot. You don't really want your water to boil. So just keep stirring it like this, and eventually, see, you're starting to get a nice liquid happening down there in the bottom, which is great. That is exactly what you want to see. Alright, so as you can see, I've got some really beautiful melted chocolate right here. So I want to give you a really quick safety tip. You might need to get an adult to help you to take your bowl off of your pot, because your bowl, remember, has been sitting on top of some boiling hot water. So this glass bowl is going to be very hot. So when you remove it from your pot, make sure that you're using oven mitts or some tea towels, which is usually what I use. Alright, so now that we have our chocolate ready, I'm going to just grab a strawberry here, and these have been washed off too. Should have mentioned that step first, but anyway, make sure your strawberry's been washed off, and what you're going to do is you're just going to take your little strawberry for a slam, just like that, and lay it on your parchment paper to cool, okay? Now another thing that you can do is you can take your strawberry, and take it for a little swim, swim. And another thing that you can do is you can use your spoon to make some drizzle on top. It's a little hard for me to film and show you at the same time, but there we go. That's pretty good. Not too bad. Alright, so you can make nice little designs like that too. Alright everybody, so you can see here I've got my strawberries covered in chocolate. You can use the spoon to go back and layer more chocolate on top if you want to. That is totally and completely up to you. But once your strawberries are covered in chocolate, you're going to want to set them in the refrigerator for a little while. I usually like to set them in there for about 30 minutes, just to make sure that they've really had time to cool and the chocolate's had time to crystallize and harden again.
Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed this video on how to make chocolate covered strawberries. And leave me a comment below. What are some of your favorite fruits? What are some things that you really like to eat? And you can even leave a comment about the next baking video you would like to see. So until next time, I hope you have a great day. Bye guys!